Hello and welcome to ORL Tier 1 Round 6. And we are at one of the most famous, or not one of the most famous Formula One circuit for Round 6. And we are just about at the midway point of the season. I'm your host, JMan075. It's great to be back here in the comms box. And yeah, just can't wait to get things underway this afternoon for round 6. And I can't wait to watch a bit of racing action at this track as well. This has been a mainstay of the RL calendar, the Silverstone circuit, and it's always delivered every single time. And I'm sure today will be no exception, whether that's with some actual good racing or a bit of chaos. We'll find out. But we've got the qualifying part to go first, and then we'll get stuck in. And welcome Mike into the chat. Mahavir better win this last race with Williams. Yeah, so that's a good point. The transfer window is open straight after this race, and we are going to see a lot of driver changes. So when we come back in 2 weeks' time, you'll see a few drivers on maybe some teams you don't recognise, maybe a few new drivers as well. It's going to be really, really interesting. It's going to spice up the season. We've seen before some big driver changes that have really changed the course of championships and the like. So there's a few rumours already flying around the paddock of some moves that could be made. Obviously, the team principals will be all over that, trying to recruit some drivers, especially the teams a little bit lower down the order. They'll be trying to pick up some guns that maybe are looking for a new team. So if you've got any predictions or if you've got any possible rumours for me, chuck them in the chat as well. We'll be interested to hear what's floating around at the moment, what could happen as Guga gets us underway. And we will take a quick look at the standings while we do that. So 5 rounds in, almost at the halfway mark of the season. So we're getting a little bit more serious now. Oscar Piastri, Gate, if you remember, last time out in Canada, had a ripping win, led pole position start to finish, and had a great result. It was almost a Grand Slam, not quite. Oscar Piastri, Gate, thoughts on Clemmy to Mercedes? Now, this is actually one I have heard floating around, obviously unconfirmed rumour, but that'd be a really interesting move. I know Lindsay loves to swindle a few drivers during the transfer window, and I'm sure he's on the hunt once again. But that would be a big move because Haas are leading the Constructors' Championship at the moment, so it would have to take some real convincing to get Clemmy Kid away from that team with the season he's having. So that'd be a really interesting one if that turns out to be. And then obviously Grateful Dog will have to go and look for a new teammate. And if they're still leading the Constructors, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, Guga coming to the end of his lap now. It's looked pretty solid from what I could see. And comes to the line. What's he got? A 127.2. That's a nice little banker. Gets knocked over by the Haas team principal of Grateful Dog. And then a few more laps have come in. And we'll watch Jada Juicebox, who's just starting his first lap. But Ari Wedlock slots into P2 there. SNF Wolf in P4. But yeah, Oscar Piastri, Goat, 3rd win of the season in his 3rd race. He's won every race he's competed in. As Aiden reserving for kick today, gets a pretty decent lap in. And then Mickey slots in just behind. Yeah, so Mahavir, obviously a bit handicapped at the moment, but he didn't participate in the Canadian Grand Prix. Down 16 points to Oscar Piastri, Goat. He's in 2nd in the championship. Tied with him is Grateful Dog. So that's going to be an interesting little battle there. Mahavir currently in P5 after his first lap. And then you got Ari Wedlock, Clammy Kid, and Keithy. So they're sort of the big guns at the moment. That sort of top 6 area. Martin, you could probably add him into that conversation as well. Even Taipan and Mickey a little bit lower down the standings. Haven't had the seasons they've been hoping to have so far. But yeah, it's still a pretty tight championship battle. Obviously, Piastri Goat had the advantage, or has the advantage at the moment. Looks like he has the pace, but could we see something different here? There's a lot of drivers that are good around this track, so I think it could be a bit tighter. Jada Juice Box with a 128.0. So it's pretty decent lap times coming in now. And the battle that always fascinates me, the Constructors' Championship, we'll go through that as well. Haas are leading the way, which I'm fascinated by because they were dead last as Clammy Kid, the man who we've spoken about briefly, is sitting on provisional pole, so he's really letting us know what he can do here. As we watch Keithy, he's in the latter stages of his lap. But Haas with an 18-point Constructors lead. It was diminished a bit. They had a poor outing in Canada. They qualified very well, both of them, but Clammy Kid had a DNF, and Grateful Dog fell down the order a little bit. What's Keithy going to do here? Put it in P6 with a 126.9. So not bad by any stretch of the imagination there. And then Royal Duck about to come to the line. We'll go on board. See how he takes this final chicane. Didn't look incredible, but it's enough for P12, 127.8. And Lord to Red Bull that's an interesting rumour. Red Bull currently last in the constructors' standings, so they're gonna need to have a very good salesman, a very good sales pitch to get someone to Red Bull at the moment. With just the 1 point, Com United was able to get their solitary point last weekend, so they're off the mark finally. It seemed like a bit of a Red Bull curse there for a while. They weren't able to get a point on the board, but they've managed to do it now. So yeah, Aston Martin second in the constructors on 78 points, and then Sauber very close as well. So the three teams who've probably got to keep an eye on today: Haas, Aston Martin, Sauber, very tight. But then you got Ferrari and Williams not too far behind either. And Mercedes down in P6. They still have a really strong driver lineup, so I wouldn't rule them out either. But it's all very well, delicately poised, you could say. And especially with the transfer window about to start, could spice things up massively. And we're about halfway through qualifying here. And Oscar Piastri Goat is on a lap. He's going to get a nice little slipstream here from, I believe that's Mickey in front. Actually, it might be Trent there. Not sure. That's a good start. Glob Drip, I'll get back in very quickly. All right, and Piastri Goat still setting off on his first lap of the session. This will give us a good idea of what the gap to the rest of the field is like. A DRS open, and someone has absolutely cannoned into one of the sponsor boards there. That would have been the Ferrari of SV. And welcome back, SV. First race of the season, actually. I forgot to mention, I forgot he was racing today, but it's good to have SV back on the track as Oscar Piastri comes to the line. This is looking good. It is good. 126.2. I thought I was tripping there for a sec. The lap just didn't register for a minute. But, yeah, 3/10 clear for Oscar Piastri Goat and looking very good at the moment. But yeah, SV is back, and he was touted as a championship contender at the start of the season, but for various reasons unable to attend. But that doesn't mean he can't still make an impression on the championship. His team Ferrari in fourth in the championship, so still plenty to contribute for SV. And make sure to chuck your race predictions, pole predictions in the chat, and we'll discuss for various reasons why that might happen. It's looking pretty good for Oscar Piastri. 3/10. Can anyone catch him? It's going to be a difficult task for any of these drivers, but if anyone can do it, SV, a OFI participant for ORL back in the day, and a proven race winner in this league as well. He's a big fan of this track, I believe, and comes to the final chicane now. And let's see what he can do. He runs out onto the curb, and it's looking pretty solid. So first lap back for SV, or second lap back, 1:26.893. Hang on a minute, Trent in the Mercedes Type N sets the fastest lap. It's a 1:26.1, and Oscar Piastri Goat has been knocked off provisional pole now. So we do have a challenger. Let's have a look at SNF Wolf. There's been a lot of on-track action. It's really good when you've got a full grid. Everyone's on a lap at some point in time, which is great to see. SNF Wolf not on a lap though. Keithy is, I believe. And I think that might have been Grateful Dog that just set a lap. He's gone up to P3, so it's a Haas P3-4. We've got a couple of comments coming in saying Guga's going to win. Guga currently down in P10. Had a very good start to the season, Guga, but hasn't had the last couple races that he would have hoped. But this is a good opportunity today at Silverstone. Good opportunity for a lot of drivers, as is every race. Very important for some of these drivers to succeed, especially those who haven't had great starts to the season, because you got to remember, drivers can get dropped by their team principals during this period. So you don't want to be one of those drivers on the outer. And if you're a reserve driver, this is a great chance to put a good case forward as to why you should be given a seat. As Keithy now comes to the line and stays P6. It is an improvement, but it's not enough. What about Rapid Mickey now? I'll tell you what, Aiden putting in a very good performance in the Sauber at the moment. Could be looking for a seat as well. He's in Martin's seat for the day. Yeah, Globdrip's out on the track. He's the only driver that hasn't set a lap yet. That's about to change very shortly. It's Red Bull currently 19 and 20, where positions they're not unfamiliar to this season, unfortunately. But there's always hope. Globdrip had a very positive showing in Canada before his race did get ruined by a couple incidents. But it looked very good. He was running around that P6, P5 area for a long time. And it was looking very good for the Alpines that day as well. Kuistra, unfortunately, suffered a similar fate as Mickey goes up to P3. And it's a Mercedes 1 and 3. And looking very good. We know Mickey is an absolute jet around this track and is proving his worth. The Mercedes drivers really have to prove their worth to Lindsay as well. I know he's on the hunt for some new drivers, but if they get a good result today, it might be a bit of reconsidering. And it's looking good at the moment. Now we watch JD Juicebox trying to work their way up the order. A lot of drivers into the pits. 4 minutes left in the session. So people will come out for their last run shortly. Once again, great team battles towards the top. Mercedes 1 and 3. Oscar Piastri Goat's there. Guga in 11th. And then it's the two Haas drivers, 4th and 5th. The two Saubers are 6th and 8th, and the two Ferraris are 7th and 9th. So team's pretty closely put together at this stage. Mahavir down in P13. And JD Juicebox is not going to improve on this lap, so I suspect will come into the pits as Chillrod, who's having his first race back for the season, which is good to see. And Royal Duck's just gotten a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Chillrods. I think we kind of briefly caught that just on the way into the pit lane. So no one on a lap at this stage. And yep, 19 of the 20 drivers in the pits. Is Mickey going to stay out there? It looks like he's using his battery, so he might be having a crack. He is. He's up. slightly. So this might be Mickey's final run here. Because I don't think he's going to be able to get back into the pits and back out in time. So Mickey obviously just feeling confident. And he's going to have a crack here with an open track all to himself. With 2.5 minutes left in the session, he comes to Copse Corner and takes it very comfortably. It's a very easy, much easier corner to take in this game compared to previous versions. Through Maggots and Beckett's now. And just needs to hang on there, and he does. The DRS is now open, so this split time is going to be interesting. He's up a 10th, so he needs just over 2 tenths to challenge Piastri Goat here. And he's got to really go for it. You can see turning in sharply. And now coming to the final chicane. Mickey, can he do... Oh, he's just caught the curb there, and that is going to cost him time. And, yep, that has cost him his lap, unfortunately. Just a little mistake in the final corner. The lap looked fantastic, but Mickey P3, we'll see if he can hold that to the end, as drivers are now flooding out of the pits. Ari Wedlock is the first, so we'll keep an eye on him. And all these drivers going to only have one run. It's one and done for everyone. Everyone is absolutely flooding out onto the track here. So hopefully no one gets caught up in any sort of traffic. But Ari Wedlock 6 tenths away from pole position. Top 10 separated by, or top 12 actually, or you could say top 13 all separated by a second. So pretty tight knit. Ari Wedlock is going to kick us off. Make sure to chuck your pole position predictions in the chat. It's really about to heat up here at Silverstone in the final minute dash to the line. Clammy Kid's just started his lap as well. And it's the Sauber of Ari Wedlock trying to move that car up the order. He's had a really good season. Ari Wedlock, he's come out of nowhere into contention. DRS is open. And it's looked pretty handy, this opening part of the lap. But it's just up on his time. So he's going to really have some work to do here. Here's the Sauber. We'll have a look at some of the other split times. Clammy Kid, didn't see his, but Grateful Dog is up. Oh no, he's just started his lap. Oscar Piastri Goat on a lap as well. What about Trent? He's just in front of them. So all those drivers are about to hit that point. But let's keep our eyes on Ari Wedlock. Oh, he's off into the gravel. Oh no, big moment for Ari. And that is going to ruin his lap. So no higher than P8. That's not a great spot. So now Clammy Kid is invalidated as well. A few drivers have messed up their final runs here. Grateful Dog only just up. So not a lot of improvement going on across the field at the moment. What about SV in the Ferrari? Going through Maggots and Beckett's now. So no improvement for Ari, no improvement for Clammy Kid. They're going to be 5th and 8th. Clammy Kid pulls into the pits. SV's up 2 tenths. He's got a really good chance here to take a couple of positions because drivers have messed up on this final run. Can he keep it in the track? He can. Running to the final chicane now. Zonix goes up to P8. He's come from nowhere. And SV to the line. No, he's gone off track. And that's going to cost him. And another mistake. Keithy's up though. What about Trent? Trent's coming to the line. He's invalidated. Oscar Piastri Goat. And there's a spin for Grateful Dog. Can Oscar Piastri Goat take it? Yes, he can. He's in the 125s. The one driver that stayed composed was able to get the job done. Oscar Piastri Goat. What about Keithy coming to the line now? What can he do in this? He goes up to P4. He's done pretty well. Guga stays 13th. Mahavir goes up to 11th. What about Coistra? It looks like Piastri Goat's got pole position here. And what an unbelievable result. Globtrip goes up to P8. That's a great lap. And Coistra goes up to P16, replaces his teammate. But wow, a lot of drivers made mistakes on that final run. The pressure, the intensity to just get that little extra bit of improvement. And nearly every driver was unable to improve. Aiden got P3 actually. That's a great lap from the Sauber as well. So Aiden and Piastri Goat and Keithy, they got laps in. Mickey, Grateful Dog, Clammy Kid, Ari, SV, they all messed up their final runs there, which is incredible. But yeah, what a great result. Piastri Goat gets another pole position. That's back-to-back. Can he repeat his antics from last Sunday and go and convert that into a win? We'll see what happens. But yeah, what an interesting session. Trent had it for a fair way. He was looking really solid, but at the end of the day, Piastri Goat, the cream came to the top, as they say, and Piastri Goat home by 2/10 and is going to be in prime position to get his 4th win from 4 races and extend that championship lead. Yeah, really interesting. The order mixed up a little bit. Yeah, so let us know what you think of that qualifying. I thought that was a really riveting session. A lot of surprise. Gerg reckons he got dirty air. Would it have moved him up the order at all if he didn't? Not sure. But qualifying's done, and now all focus on the race. There was 10 DNFs last week, so everyone has a chance to score points no matter where you are in the field. There is going to be opportunities. So drivers just got to keep that in mind. You can really come from anywhere. And drivers just getting set up and ready to go for round 6. And what a race this promises to be. A huge one in the context of the championship. And here we go. The lights are coming on. It's Piastri on the front row alongside Trent. The lights are on. The lights are out. And we are underway. It's a good start for Piastri Goat. And Trent with a big snap there. And he is now wheel to wheel with Keithy, who's trying to take P2 off him straight away. Grateful Dog itching ahead of Mickey as well. It's still wheel to wheel here. Keithy around the outside of Trent. There's a bit of an incident towards the back as well. Keithy gets that position very nicely done. A mistake, and it's a huge pile up towards the back there. There's about 4 or 5 cars involved, and there's a Mercedes and a Ferrari. That's SV and Mickey's, and Clammy Kid's involved as well. That's a virtual safety car. Zonix is there as well. That's a lot of the front runners, and SV's gotten a 10-second penalty. And Ari Wedlock also involved. That's a huge incident to start this race. And it was something huge must have happened in that midfield, because drivers now tumbling towards the back. Ari down in 16th, SV 17th, and Zonix down at 18th. Just can't find any luck at the moment. And Clammy Kid and Mickey towards the back. And look at those position changes. Mahavir up 5, Guga up 7. And Wolf, Kuistra, Com United. So the back markers have really benefited from that start there. And Piastri Goat was able to get away. And Trent got that position back off Keithy there. So he's done well. And I assume this VSC won't last very long, because there wasn't a major incident. But PS Bomber has front wing damage, as does Zonix. So both McLarens carrying damage, which has really hurt. They've had a really rough season. And it's only continuing here in Silverstone. Still plenty of time left. A few position changes going on. Not sure. Oh, it's SNF Wolf going to the pit lane, as is PS Bomber, JD Juicebox, and I Wedlock and SV get 10 seconds. So I think SV has 20 seconds worth of penalties now. And yeah, that hopefully they'll be able to get them moved. Oh, and VSC ended a Keithy right on the ball there. Trent made a mistake. He got onto the curb, and Keithy overtook with perfect timing and precision, and has the DRS as well. So well done by Keithy, and Trent now back down to 3rd. So good racecraft from the Ferrari there, and really good awareness. In the meantime, though, Globdrip chasing after Aiden. So already we've had 6 drivers come into the pits to get front wing changes, I suspect. And hopefully that VSC has saved them a little bit of time, though, which can help them towards the end of the race. We will go and have a look at the tyre situation. So a lot of drivers gone onto softs. So the soft to medium strategy seems to be the preferred option. And that means hard tyres should be able to run to the end of the race from here just about. So no problems there. Really closely following Trent is Grateful Dog. So Trent going backwards here off the start. And Grateful Dog moves in to 3rd position. with a move sweeping down the inside, gets the job done. Keithy also staying really close to Piastri Goat, so Piastri Goat not running away with it as easily as he was in Canada. So a really solid start from all the front runners. And Keithy sets the fastest lap, so he's showing his pace early on the soft tyres. And there's a little bit of a gap after Guga here, so DRS train for the top 8. And then everyone else is a little bit further back. SV has had a nightmare start in his first race back for Ferrari, but maybe he could get those penalties removed, I'm not sure. But our eyes are on the front here because Keithy is gaining on Piastri Goat. Gaining down the inside, he goes, not wasting any time. Piastri Goat stays well out of the way. He wants to make sure he's not caught up in any incident. Keithy takes the lead of the race. For the first time in 2 races, someone not named Piastri Goat is leading the Grand Prix. And it's Keithy. But Piastri Goat takes it right back into the Copse corner, around the outside. Gets the job done before the corner. And look how close the top 4 are now. And Aiden is very closely battling with Globdrip. Globdrip makes an overtake. What a bold move from Globdrip. And the Red Bull gets the job done. But now this is where all the action's going to happen. Down this back straight. There's so many iconic moments have happened down this straight before. And Keithy is going to take the lead back. And the 3rd position change for the lead on this lap. He gets the job done again. But is it over? Because Grateful Dog now going down the inside of Piastri Goat. And they're wheel to wheel, and he's got it done as well. Piastri Goat down to 3rd. This is a very high overtaking display here from all the top drivers. And Keithy now with just a slim lead. And look how close the top 4 are going into turn 1. This is fantastic racing action. Trent just hanging on those medium tyres. And they'll start to come alive soon enough. But Oscar Piastri Goat looking down the inside now. And doesn't quite get through. The better line there for Grateful Dog. He's able to hang on, and now he's opened the door for Trent, who's got the outside line. He's got a good slipstream as well, and he sails past the Aston Martin. Can he sail past Grateful Dog as well? He's got the outside. He just doesn't have enough room there, and Grateful Dog cuts him off. And gee, look how close they are. This is fantastic to see. And Trent is now chasing after Grateful Dog once again into Copse corner. Here we go. And it's a yellow flag towards the back. Trent just with half a car ahead. Grateful Dog does it back out of it. Oh, he's nearly clipped the back wheel. We've seen that happen before. But it's just avoided this time narrowly. And Piastri Goat continues to fall backwards. He's down at a P4 now. Globdrip has a really good run. But Keithy's gone off the track here. And Trent has a real opportunity to take the lead of this race. After falling down off the start, Trent has a real chance. Round the outside he goes. There's a little bit of a slide. Keithy keeps the car in there, but it's not enough. Trent with a great run there takes the lead back. This has been high octane. It's a 7-car battle. Mahavir has joined it. He's at the back as well. Do not count him out at all. He has been unbelievable so far under difficult conditions for him. So really good stuff, and we go through turn 1 once again. We're already on lap 5. This race has absolutely flown, and it's been fantastic to see as Oscar Piastri Goat attacking Grateful Dog again, and he's got the inside line this time, and that should be able to make the move stick, and he does. The Aston Martin back into P3. He was leading this race, but now he's in P3, and it's still very tight. Grateful Dog could have had a run back at him there. Just wasn't close enough. And now Keithy is going to be hunting Trent here as Piastri Goat almost sticks a car down the inside. He's still right there. And gee, I just feel like something's going to happen here at Copse in a minute. They're all getting so close. I have no idea how no contact's been made. Piastri Goat looks to the inside, but thinks better of it. There's a long race ahead of him here. Globdrip does run off the track there. Does that open the door for Aiden behind? He's gaining a little bit, but not enough on this occasion. And Keithy's just lagged back a little bit there. And Piastri Goat has a good run. He goes to the outside, but he's lost the slipstream. Keithy's got it. He's going to be burning the battery, but Piastri Goat does have the inside line, and he gets through into P2. And this has just been absolutely fantastic to watch as Aiden and Globdrip exchanging places. Aiden around the outside into the final corner, moves back into P5. What a really good race he's having on those medium tyres. And all of a sudden, Globdrip has got a Mahavir problem behind him. But a bit of a better exit out of the final corner keeps him safe of that for now. So, things have just cooled down a little bit, but This is still an incredible battle. Guga, Coistra, Com United rounding out the points positions. They're just off this battle. Com United a little bit further back. He's got Mickey and SV for company, and Clammy Kid as well. So those drivers will be trying to find their way back into the points after that incident on the first lap. A few drivers really struggling at the moment. SNF Wolf is leading the train of drivers that have already stopped. And they'll try and see out the end of the race, but they will be on very old tyres. So that's going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes on. But as we go, once again, through Copse Corner, positions stay unchanged for this lap so far. It's been a rarity. We've seen position changes all over the place to start this one. But Trent's race pace is looking phenomenal at this stage. Piastri Goat finally looking to take the lead back. He was all the way down in fourth at one point. And with the inside line, takes the lead back. Trent might have just bumped his rear a little bit there. No damage. No damage done. So they continue. In the meantime, Mickey moves up to 10th. Com United's dropped a couple places there. Just couldn't quite hold the speed of Mickey and SV behind. And Piastri Goat leads them away onto lap 7. Soft tyre runners will be thinking about pit window very soon. And the medium tyre runners will be have strategy right at the forefront of their mind here. I wonder which strategy is going to win out at the end of the day. Those soft tyres are going to be fantastic to drive on come the end of the race with low fuel. And there's a yellow. And it looks like Clammy Kid and Mickey were involved in an incident. And yep, Mickey is around. And that looks like a bit of damage. That might be from Clammy Kid though. No, it's not. So, not sure what happened there, but not a great race for them too at this stage. Mickey was looking really good, but that incident off the start as Aiden makes a move into Copse Corner. Gets the job done on Grateful Dog, who's now fallen back down to 5th place. Mahavir has just fallen away from this train, trying to hang on to the DRS, but this is blistering speed set by these front runners. And Trent should be able to take this place back. As you see, Piastri Goat ducks to the inside, but he's not going to fight it too hard. Globdrip having a go at Grateful Dog. He's not going to let him past easily. He wants that track position. Globdrip's still right there. He's got to wheel in, and he's going to try and go around the outside, and it looks like he might have it, but that's a really good defense from Grateful Dog there just to keep the car in there, and really brave driving as well from the both of them. Great battling there, and Grateful Dog does hang on to P5. So very nicely done. But Trent leads us in to lap 8 now. Clammy comes into the pits and picks up a 10-second. And these penalties are really going to hurt. And it's a very easy pit lane to speed in as well, the Silverstone one. As Mickey now has also called it. So 2 soft tyre runners are in. Is this going to be a sign of things to come? Will we see the likes of Piastri Goat, Keithy starting to come into the pits? How are their tyres looking is the burning question. As Zonix gets past SV, good 3-car battle going on there between Zonix, SV, Com United. But behind this front pack, drivers are pretty well spread out. And Keithy has closed up on Piastri Goat pretty well here. So the front 3 very tight on race pace and on track. Keithy has lagged back a couple times, so that's a bit of a worry for him. In the meantime, we look at the battle for the lead again. Is Piastri Goat close enough? Certainly is. And yet another lead change for this race. Piastri Goat and Trent have settled into a rhythm now as Coistra is wheel to wheel with Guga. Just gets that job done. And SV up at a P10 as well. With Zonix and Com United close behind, but does run off the track. Does that give Zonix an opening? Not quite, as PS Bomber down in P15 picks up. I think that's our first 3-second penalty for the race. But yeah, it's always great racing at Silverstone. Just battles in every direction you look. And Mahavir has been well and truly dropped by the front pack. And Globdrip just hanging on as well, but you can tell starting to struggle on the soft tyres. As Piastri Goat still leading Trent, who will be content to continue this position swapping. Soft tyres will be the better tyre at the end of the race, you'd suspect. So this is working out really well for Trent and Aiden, who have been able to stick with these soft tyre runners throughout their whole stint. So they're in the box seat now. It's all going to be important when the pit stops come around. As we go through Maggots and Beckett's once again. Some really high octane action going on at the moment. And the car's all following like a snake as they head down the straight. And Trent opting to go for the outside again. Keithy's getting really close. Thought about it. Definitely thought about it for a sec. In the meantime, Kuistra and Guga exchanging places yet again. And look at this little three-car battle. Can Com United squeeze a way through? He tries. He's made contact with Zonix, who's wheel-to-wheel with SV, and Zonix gets sent off because SV had a bit of a snap there. Com United comes into the pits. Zonix and SV wheel-to-wheel. Zonix takes the inside and gets the job done. That was a hairy moment there, but they both get away with it. As wheel-to-wheel goes Keithy and Aiden. Aiden trying to get onto that podium for now. And other medium tyres just starting to overtake the softs. And a really good run here for Aiden, but Keithy, good in a straight line. It's looking that Ferrari. He usually goes in with a pretty good low downforce setup, and it helps him out on that occasion, does Keithy. But these cars are so close together, and there's a yellow. I think that's Royal Duck. Yep, had a spin out of Maggots and Beckett's. We saw Ari go off there in qualifying. It's Com United now coming out of the pits. And SV and Zonix still very tight, battling it out. SV just ahead. And this is good stuff between these two. Good entertainment. Is Zonix going to have a go into Cops? No, not quite. He thought about it. Let's go back up to the front because they're heading to the action zone again. Is Piastri going to make the move? Trent does not allow him this time, and there's a little bit of wheel bumping. They get away with it again, and Piastri goes into the pits, as is Keithy, as is Grateful Dog and Globdrip. All the soft tyre runners are in, and it looks like they've all avoided 10-second penalties, which is a good thing for the race. Aiden, crucially, stays in the DRS of Trent. So they're going to have to work together, these two, and put in a few decent laps as Kuistra stays out, moves into P3. It's a long pit lane here in Silverstone, need to remember. And they're just coming out of the pits now. Lindsay said, yeah, Trent decided to show up with this performance just before the transfer window. Yeah, he's letting them know, isn't he? And it's been really good from Trent, really composed so far. A lap 11. He's doing it fantastic. Piastri Goat has his drivers still following all behind. Globdrip, I thought he was a little bit further. He's just hanging on to the back of that train. So it's a bit of a 4v2 at the moment. These two working hard to try and build as much of a gap as they can. There, Trent really stood up. Just missed out on pole position from a mistake right at the end. And Aiden is going to be able to take the lead of the race here. And he's done it. The Sauber of Aiden is in the lead for the first time in his first race. Or it might be his second race of the season, as a reserve driver. Gee, wouldn't that be a huge result if Aiden wins this race? Team principals will be flocking to call on his services. As the Sauber now leads on lap 12, and this is very good for the Sauber team. It's a Sauber sandwich at the moment. Ari Wedlock, I'm not sure what's happened to him, but he's down in P20. He's had a shocker. As Kuistra, the last soft tyre runner to pit. Com United, interestingly, pitting onto the hard tyres. The hard tyres, not the race tyre you want to be on, to say the least, as Grateful Dog gets overtaken and going to need to get him back because he's left. And I'll try and get him back in a sec when he's back online. But Globdrip in the meantime gets the move done on Keithy. And Piastri Goat has dropped these two. 2 seconds the gap. So Keithy must have had a bad run there. As Trent and Aiden still battling it out very closely. Mahavi's got Kuistra for company down in P7. And Guga as well. as Trent swoops to the outside, gets the job done. Try and get Grateful Dog back in once again. There he is. And that's a bit costly for Grateful Dog there. Hopefully he can find his way back in without too much damage done. Yeah, so big move there. Globdrip past Keithy. And Keithy's lost a bit of time to Piastri Goat. And Lindsay's saying he has a blockbuster move locked in. So interested to see what that is. And which drive is he going to drop? Mickey qualified in the top 5, but unfortunately that incident early on, he might be looking for a new team if the rumours are true. As Zonix and PS Bomber have exchanged places. And still a tight fight as Kuistra makes his way past Mahavir. Guga's just there as well. So good races from Kuistra and Guga so far. Looking in a good spot to pick up some much needed points. SNF Wolf in P10 as well, picking up just a solitary point at this stage. As we've hit half distance here, Trent and Aiden still going along swimmingly. It's a 22-second gap to Piastri Goat. I think that's just under the pit stop time. So he should come out in the lead, and there we go. Aiden comes in. He's called it. Trent's going to stay out an extra lap. And is let through by the Williams of Royal Duck. So really interested to see where Aiden comes out. We know it's a very long pit stop at Silverstone. In the meantime, Keithy gets back past Globdrip. And he's back into P4. So Oscar Piastri Goat, you'd suspect, will come out ahead of Aiden, who's come onto the soft tyres. He's going to have to do quite a distance on those soft tyres, about 12 laps, but lower fuel will help. Piastri Goat coming down the main straight. Should get in front. It's going to be close between Keithy and Globdrip and Aiden, though. Here we go. Out he comes. And he's just ahead of Keithy. That is a very well-timed pit stop from Aiden. Just gets ahead of the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Can he hold that? And can he gain some time on Piastri Goat while he's got those fresh soft tyres? He needs to defend this, though, from Keithy, because he's going to attack. He gets through. Aiden didn't defend it too hard. And Globdrip's there as well. Aiden cuts back underneath, though. He's going to have some really good grip on this first lap, but stays behind Keithy for now. So Trent, you'd think, would have to come in. He's going to probably come out behind this battle. Great run for Aiden. He gets that position back. That's a very good tactical move from the Sauber. And Globdrip having a crack at Keithy. Goes wheel to wheel for a moment, but just has to slot in behind. So Piastri Goat has the net lead of this race. Trent stays out another lap. And so he's gone the longer option. He wants better grip at the end of the race. Aiden has gone for a bit more of a track position option. Globdrip absolutely desperate to get through. And Zonix is unfortunately lagged out. See if we can get him back in a sec. But Aiden's hung on to P3 as Royal Duck is retired in the pits. Not his race today, unfortunately, for the Williams driver. But Trent staying out. Zonix never comes up on my list. No. It's annoying. Mahavir goes fastest lap, and Grateful Dog is retired. Is that on track? I think it might have been. Nah, it was in the pits, I think. So, yeah, Grateful Dog, unfortunately, after lagging out, that's cost his race quite a bit. So that's the second retirement of this one. Jada Juicebox has come into the pits. Aiden's still trying to pull away from Keithy with 11 laps to go. Interested to see what Trent does here. And he comes in. Trent comes in. And try and get Sonics back in. Hopefully he pops up. No, it's annoying. So Trent into the pits now. Piastri Goat will take the lead. How far back is Trent going to be from this pack? And can he come back? Is going to be the burning question. He's made the stop. Sauber of Ari Redlock's in front. He's about to get lapped by Piastri Goat. He's just stayed out in front. Here we go. Trent now as comes out. Is he close enough to Glob Drip? He's 1.3. That's close enough. 1.5 in the end. New soft tyres. He's got 10 laps on him. But the problem he's got is, can he break this pack? Aiden is gaining on Piastri Goat. It's 2.4. So it's not a bad effort at all as Kwistra and Mahavira wheel to wheel. Guga's gotten past them both. Kwistra on the outside, Mahavir on the inside. And Mahavir should have that. Does. But he's gone a little bit deep. Kwistra thought he had an opportunity for a moment there. Chillrods retires in the pits. No good for the RB. And Guga's run a pretty good race. He's up in P6 on the road. So doing very well. Com United also. So the two Red Bulls are in the points. This is a rarity nowadays. As Mickey has retired, that's on track. And that's a safety car. And all of a sudden, that is a huge moment. Or if Trent had have waited a couple more laps, he would have been able to pit into the lead of this race. And Keithy comes in. So Aiden stays out. He's fine to stay out. Actually, no, this is going to work well for Aiden and Trent. Maybe not so much for Aiden, but for Trent, definitely. Because the top three have all come into the pits. Trent is on brand new soft tyres. In comes Guga, Mahavir, everyone. Everyone's come in. So Mickey out of this race and all prospect of points gone for Mercedes, and the team principal watches on in disgust. It's safe to say. SNF Wolf picks up a 10-second, and that is extremely painful at this stage in the race. SV is going to be able to get rid of a 10. Question is, how many pens does he have? He only has 10, so he's gonna be penaltyless, which is good for SV. Try and get Zonix back in as well while we're under safety car. Yeah, he just doesn't come up on my list, unfortunately. Let's see if one of the drivers can possibly get him back in, hopefully. Yeah, but safety car's out. Aiden is in the lead of this race. But those soft tyres have been worn in. So he's going to be at a slight disadvantage. But track position is very good. A lot of drivers have gone on... Yeah, because a lot of drivers have only brought one set of softs into the race. So Keithy, Globdrip, Guga, Mahavir all on new mediums. Piastri Goat brought an extra set. I think he only did 2 runs in qualifying. So he's brought out an extra set of softs, which could be the difference maker. So that's a pretty good strategy. And Kwistra Com United on fresh softs as well. Zonix is lagged out, so hasn't pitted. Yeah, if any of the drivers are in the stream, see if you can chuck Zonix an invite. So Kwistra and Wolf pit again. Is that to get rid of penalties, maybe? No, Kwistra has a front wing change, and Wolf's to get rid of his penalty. But yes, anyone's game now. Even Ari Wedlock is down in 16th. Yeah, Zonix, I've tried, but unless you come up as online, I can't do it. You need a name that's higher in the alphabet. I have too many people on the friends list because for some reason it doesn't let you scroll to the next page. Yeah, but this is very interestingly poised. So Piastri Goat with the youngest of the tyres. Com United also on new soft, so you can't count him out either. He's in a good spot in P9. Those penalties for PS Bomber, JD Juicebox, and Ari Wedlock could really come back to haunt them, because you'd suspect a bit of a DRS train's going to form. And good to see 20 viewers in the chat. The viewership spiked since we've come under safety car, and thankfully Zonix was able to get himself back in. Hopefully we get another lap of safety car so he can pit onto some new tyres at the very least. But yep, it's very delicately poised here. Aiden leading the way. Can he get his first win in ORL? He picked up a P2 last season in the opening race. Unfortunately, wasn't able to compete in many races due to game issues. And is anyone else going to pit? So I assume Zonix maybe hasn't taken control of his car yet. Oh, he did. We're just going to pretend we didn't see that. We'll put it down to he wasn't able to take control of his car until that moment. So Zonix into the pits and back into the race, and Ari Wedlock is going to join the back of the pack, and we will get 6 laps of racing to end this one. And it's going to be an absolute classic at the British Grand Prix, as it always is in RL. You can't expect anything less from this track. We've had 4 retirements, 16 still running. Make sure to chuck your predictions in the chat. We've got a few messages in support of Guga. Guga's currently in P6, and he's had a really good race to this point. But it's all about how you finish here. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be people that are desperate for some points. And this safety car, it's brought the likes of Clammy Kid, SV, back into this one. They're in P11 and P12. And he's not even going to say the last lap. Just take a longer break. Come on, mate. This is important. Just let your manager know. I need to see the ending of this. It's going to be an absolute thriller. Can Trent get it done? Can Aiden hang on? What about Piastri Goat starting from pole? Or can someone else just fly through? Maybe a bit of a Steve Bradbury moment. But the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. And we are going to get 6 laps. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Safety car in this lap. And it's down to Aiden in the Sauber. Wouldn't this be a great result for Sauber in the Constructors' Championship? I don't know what's happened to Guga. He started plummeting down the order. All of a sudden lost a bunch of positions. Down to P9 now, so that doesn't help. And look how slow Aiden is leading this pack. He's really just letting this one marinate. And you can tell something insane is going to happen here. This is going to be an absolute classic ORL finish. Trent is unmoved. Everyone else weaving. And look at the cars all lining up here. And Ari Wedlock's coming into the pits. And SV's got a 10-second for a collision with Clammy Kid. And here we go. He's leaving it late. This is one of the slowest restarts I've ever seen. Really making us wait here, Aiden. Is it going to help him? He's off. It's a good start for Piastri Goat. Is he going to get close enough? Not quite. But we're underway again here. Trent as well is really attacking, and he's going to go down the inside, and he's going to go take the lead of this race off Aiden, and he's done it. A bit of curb taken there, and now Piastri Goat is going to go down the outside. Aiden runs him wide. Piastri Goat finds the room, though, and he's going to start attacking Trent for the lead of this race. Trent ducks to the inside. Piastri Goat holds the outside. Now he falls into the slipstream. Is he going to have a crack? No, he's going to stay behind for now. But Keithy is really close to Glob Drip. They've been going at it all race long as well. This is for P4. Keithy around the outside. Does he have the grip? He doesn't have enough. Mahav is there as well in P6. Could still be on for a late podium. What about Piastri Goat and Trent again? Aiden's still right there too. But they hold station now. DRS will be available next lap. Coistra moves into the points after overtaking his teammate. SNF Wolf right there as well in the RB. And Zonix gets past Clammy Kid. SV, unfortunately, been neutralised down in P15. He's got front wing damage from that incident. So absolute disaster for the Ferrari. And now we head towards the end of lap 20. Trent has taken the lead of this one. Can he bring it home, or will Piastri Goat be able to make a difference here? Glob Drip has just hung on to the train here as we about to get DRS. Com United with a good start as well. He's up at a P7. Looking like a really good result for Red Bull. And with those soft tyres, he's attacking Mahavir, but he pulls away in the straight line and does a good enough job. And JD Juicebox with another penalty. Glob Drip has just fallen out of the DRS. And Keithy does not want to be involved in that at all. He tries to cut underneath the Red Bull. They need to catch up here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's 1.7 seconds. So this has become a bit of a three-horse race now. Piastri Goat has taken a lead around the outside of Trent. He's done it, and Keithy up at a P4 as well. Mahavir and Guga fighting. Guga trying to make his way back up the field. Now wheels to wheel with Com United. And it's a really close battle. There's a yellow towards the back. It looks like a McLaren of Zonix. But Keithy up at a P4, but he's 2 seconds behind. And it's another yellow. That's SV, who's dropping back. He's dead last now. But Aiden suddenly has found a bit of pace. He's got older tyres than the front two, but he's just wheeling his way and staying in this for all he can. And he's looking really good for a podium at the moment. Is Trent going to try and move back on Piastri Goat? No, he's not, but Piastri Goat goes off the track. Do not want to get a penalty at this late stage of the race. Glob Drip stays in P4, and it's turned into a bit of a two-train battle here as Piastri Goat sets the fastest lap of the race and has the lead into lap 22. So it was Aiden that led lap 20, Trent lap 21, and now Piastri Goat lap 22. But it's all going to be down to DRS on the last lap, you'd suspect. Can Aiden hang in there and possibly snatch an unlikely win? It would be fantastic to see. And wheel to wheel, Com United and Guga again. Guga on the inside, Com United on the outside. Didn't give him a lot of space. SV retires in the pit lane. PS Bombers pitted. And the McLarens, once again, not a good race. Guga down the inside, eggs onto it. There's contact between Coistra and Com United. And now SNF Wolf is wheel to wheel with Com United. Tries to get around the outside, but can't do it. Coistra a bit ambitious there. He's in 10th, so still in a point-scoring position. But let's go back to the lead of this race. This is where the action's happening. Piastri Goat versus Trent versus Aiden. Been an incredible battle all race long. But it's these three that have come out on top so far. DRS going to be open for Trent, but he's a fair way back. So's Aiden. I don't think it's going to be enough on this lap. Trent happy to sit behind for now, but Keithy isn't. Keithy wants to be in that podium battle, and he gets back past Glob Drip, who's driven an incredible race so far. He's making his intentions known for a full-time seat as well. 2 reserve drivers in the top 5. Transfer window about to open. They are really having a good, hard crack in this race as we enter 3 laps to go. Guga had a snap there. He's down at a P7. Aiden is very close to Trent. It's 2/10. What a finish we're seeing here in ORL. My voice cannot go that much longer. Ari Wedlock retires in the pits. Race over for the Sauber. But the other one, the reserve, is in P3, competing for a win. Piastri Goat slowly crawling away, but he's getting reeled back in on the straights by Trent. What can the Mercedes do, if anything? Clammy Kitty in 10th, but he's got a 3-second. He has probably lost a point because of it. We go into Cops now. Trent has gained significantly, and they're right back alongside each other once again. Maggots at Beckett's, and then we're going to go to the back straight. The exit of this corner is going to be absolutely crucial. Piastri Goat's nailed it, but Trent's nailed it as well. Trent has a great run. He's going to go down the outside. He's going to take the lead back to the Mercedes, and the Sauber's right there too. And he's done it. Has he? Can he keep it on the track? He's just kept it on the track. But Piastri Goat sees an opening down the inside. He stays away from it. Trent takes the lead again. Keefe holds fourth as well. It's a 4-car battle. Communard's dropped off. This is a really good battle for points positions here for those 4 drivers. But we're on lap 24 and Trent's taking the lead back. Piastri Goat has had incredible pace. But it's all going to be down to strategy now. Pace, not necessarily the main factor, with the DRS help. And DRS open again. Aiden just biding his time in P3. Is he just saving some battery for the last lap? Piastri Goat makes that move again. And he's won the lead back. Is Trent going to let it go? He is. In the meantime, a 3-car battle between Clammy Kid, Wolf and Communited for those final points places. As Wolf moves up into P8. But here we go. Aiden has a good run. Sticks behind. They're all saving their battery a little bit, these front runners, for one hard push on the final lap. Keith and Globdrip 2 seconds back. If an incident happens, they'll be able to swoop on it. There's a yellow, and it's SNF Wolf in the barriers. And that is a disaster. No points will be scored for the RB. He looked good for a while. And in the meantime, Trent takes the lead back off Oscar Piastri Goat. And this is absolutely scintillating to watch. In the meantime, Communited and Clammy Kid battling it out again. And it's JD Juicebox right there. He wants a point late on. Coistra looking good though without a penalty. Down in P11. Just needs to hang on to that pack. In the meantime, Aiden. So close again. But he's just going to bide his time. We're on the penultimate lap of this race. It's all coming to a climax here. Trent still hanging on to that lead. What's going to happen in this midfield battle? No big moves have been made. But this lap and the next lap, I think, is when we're going to start to see it. Guga had a big moment there. He got really close to Mahavir. And unfortunately, that was a chance for an overtake. But the entry to that corner has cost him quite a bit of time. They're just hanging on to Globdrip and Keithy as well. Trent has pulled out 7/10 to Piastri Goat. Piastri Goat needs to keep it composed here in the late stages. He's going to get DRS, and there's going to be one lap after this. Through Maggots and Beckett's now. The Aston Martin flies through. It's Aston Martin versus Mercedes at Silverstone. We've seen this a couple times before. The season finale, Zonix versus Jaden, was an absolute classic. Are we going to see something similar again? But Aiden's also there as well. 11-lap-old softs. He's made it work for himself. He's done an incredible job. It's 5/10 going to the last lap. Piastri Goat would want to be closer than what it is. But it's game on. It's anyone's game for the top 3. Keithy's still stalking. Last lap. Here we go. Trent in the lead. Piastri Goat second. Aiden third. The podium looks set. But what's the order going to be? Can Piastri Goat take 2 wins in a row? Can Trent take his first win for the season to potentially save his Mercedes seat? It's close. Piastri Goat might have an opportunity here if he wants it, but he might save it for later, but he's got to worry about Aiden as well. He's coming from behind. He's going to want to try and pinch this right at the last. Piastri Goat has a look down the inside. Aiden has a look down the outside. Globdrip having a look as well on Keithy. They're wheel to wheel. They've bumped. Keithy hangs on for the moment. Guga gets past Mahavir as well, but Mahavir has that inside line and gets away with it just into P6, but Guga's still there. Stays behind for the moment. We go back up to the front. We go to Cop's corner. Piastri Goat's so close. They're all within 2/10 of one another. 3 cars so close. It does not get much better than this here. Look how close they are through Maggots and Beckett's. They're following each other unbelievably. And now Piastri Goat is going to have DRS. Aiden's going to have DRS. Trent's going to be a sitting duck here. He ducks to the inside. Piastri Goat ducks to the inside. He takes the lead of the race. Aiden gets stuck behind Trent, trying to hold it around the outside. Can he do it? It doesn't look like it. Trent has it. Piastri Goat into the final corner. Late braking from Trent. It's wheel to wheel. Piastri Goat just has a car in front. Aiden's going to get past Trent. Is it going to be Piastri Goat? It is. He wins the Grand Prix. Aiden takes second, Trent third, Keithy gets fourth, and Guga gets fifth at the end as well. Globtrip had a penalty. What a finish to this race. Piastri Goat at the penultimate corner gets the move done, and Aiden got second off Trent, who was a sitting duck with no DRS at the end. He was in a position no one wants to be in, but he gets a podium in the end. What a finish that was. What a race. That is ORL at its absolute finest this afternoon in Tier 1. Oscar Piastri Goat, it was a tricky one. It was pole to victory. He goes 4 wins from 4 races. It extends that championship lead. Aiden is rated second place. And Trent had the lead for a decent amount of time, and you can see the reaction in the chat. What a finish that was. A great day for Aston Martin. They'll take the lead of the constructors. And there it is. Piastri Goat wins. P3 goes to Trent. P4 goes to Keithy, who fought gallantly. And then Guga comes up to P5. Great result for him as well. We'll take a look at the results now. And Piastri Goat also with the fastest lap. And look how close it was. Mahavir takes a P6. Globtrip with a costly 3 second. He would have had P4 in the end. Com United takes P8 as well. Red Bull, a good day. Clammy Kid P9, and then Kuistra takes the final point. But that's all I've got for you. What a race. That one will be talked about for a long, long time. A battle right to the end. 3 cars all the way to the end. It's Piastri Goat that's on top. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for round 7. Until then, I've been JMan075. This has been ORL, and we'll see you next time.